This might be the most controversial financial advice you'll hear today. If you want to get rich, you need to stop investing right now. I know. Every financial guru, every book, every podcast screams, invest early, invest often. But here's the uncomfortable truth they're not telling you. For most people in certain financial situations, investing is the wrong move that delays wealth building by years or even decades. Before you click away thinking this is clickbait, understand what I'm actually saying. Investing is essential for long-term wealth, but it's not the first step. It's not even the second or third step for most people. Yet millions of people are pumping money into investment accounts while simultaneously drowning in credit card debt, lacking emergency funds, having no high-income skills, and working dead-end jobs. They're following advice designed for people in completely different financial positions. The investment industry benefits enormously from convincing everyone to invest immediately, regardless of their situation. Brokerage firms, robo-advisors, and financial institutions profit from assets under management. They don't care if you're investing $100 monthly while paying 19% interest on $5,000 in credit card debt. They get their fees either way. But you? You're mathematically losing money while thinking you're building wealth. Here's the reality. Investing $200 monthly at 8% annual returns while simultaneously paying 18% interest on $5,000 in credit card debt is financial insanity. You're earning 8% on one hand while losing 18% on the other. The math doesn't work. You're moving backward while convincing yourself you're building wealth because you invest. The concept of investing has been sold as the solution to all financial problems, but it's actually a tool with specific use cases and prerequisites. Investing works brilliantly when you have stable income, zero high-interest debt, adequate emergency reserves, and surplus cash flow. For someone in that position, not investing is leaving money on the table. But for someone lacking those foundations, investing is putting the roof on before building the walls. It's structurally unsound and will eventually collapse. The right mistake most people make is following advice designed for the wrong stage of wealth building. They hear compound interest is magic, and time in the market beats timing the market, both true statements, and conclude they should invest immediately. But these truths assume you're in a position where investing makes sense. If you're not, these truths become traps that keep you financially stuck while feeling like you're doing the responsible thing. This video breaks down exactly when investing actually hurts your wealth building, what you should do instead at each stage of financial development, and how to know when you're finally ready to make investing your primary wealth-building tool. The answer will challenge everything you've been taught about personal finance. Before we dive into these 3 critical stages most people get wrong, I want to hear from you. Are you enjoying this video so far? And where in the world are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments below. I love connecting with viewers globally. The first situation where you absolutely must stop investing is when you're carrying high-interest debt, credit cards, payday loans, personal loans above 8 to 10%, or any debt charging more in interest than your investments reasonably return. The math is brutal and non-negotiable. If you're paying 18% annual interest on credit card debt while earning 8% annual returns on investments, you're net negative 10% annually. Every dollar you invest instead of paying down that debt costs you 10 cents per year in the spread between what you're earning and what you're paying. This compounds in reverse. Instead of compound growth building wealth, compound interest is destroying it. Let's make this concrete. You have $5,000 in credit card debt at 18% APR. You also invest $200 monthly in index funds, averaging 8% annual returns. After 1 year, your credit card debt has grown to $5,900, assuming minimum payments barely covering interest, costing you $900. Your investments have grown to approximately $2,500, 12 months, x $200 plus modest returns, earning you roughly $100. Net result? You're $800 worse off than if you directed that $200 monthly toward debt elimination instead. If you had applied that $200 monthly toward the credit card debt, you'd pay it off in approximately 30 months, saving approximately $1,400 in interest. After paying off the debt, you could then invest $200 monthly with zero interest bleeding your returns. This sequence, debt elimination first, investing second, builds wealth faster than investing while carrying high-interest debt. The psychological trap is that investing feels productive and responsible. You see your investment balance growing and feel like you're building wealth, but you're ignoring the debt balance growing faster on the other side of your ledger. It's financial theater. Visible progress masking invisible regression. Financial institutions understand this cognitive bias and exploit it. They're thrilled to manage your $2,000 investment account while you carry $5,000 in credit card debt. Because they profit from both management fees on your investments and interest charges on your debt. They have zero incentive to tell you to stop investing and crush your debt first, even though that's objectively the correct strategy. The exception, and it's narrow, is if you have access to employer 401k matching. This is literally free money with immediate 50-100% returns that typically outweigh even high-interest debt costs. In this specific case, contribute enough to capture the full match, then redirect every other available dollar toward debt elimination. Once debt is clear, increase investment contributions dramatically. Some argue, but I'm building good habits by investing even with debt. This is rationalization masking poor financial strategy. Good habits built on bad math still produce bad outcomes. The habit you should build is ruthlessly prioritizing financial decisions by their mathematical impact, not by how responsible they make you feel. Others claim, time in the market is so important I can't afford to delay. But you're not delaying wealth building by eliminating debt first, you're accelerating it. Paying off 18% debt is an 18% guaranteed return. Show me an investment with guaranteed 18% annual returns and I'll reconsider. Eliminating debt is investing. It's investing in a negative liability, which has the same mathematical impact as investing in a positive asset. The sequence matters. Eliminate high-interest debt with extreme aggression, then redirect that entire payment amount into investments. This creates a psychological and mathematical win. You've removed a wealth destroyer and immediately converted that cash flow into a wealth builder. If this mathematical breakdown is opening your eyes to how the investment industry profits from keeping you in debt while investing, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel. We're working hard to reach 1,000 subscribers, and your support helps us expose these financial traps and teach strategies that actually build wealth. Thank you for being part of this community. The second situation where investing is the wrong move is when you lack an adequate emergency fund. Typically, 3 to 6 months of essential expenses in easily accessible savings. Investing without this foundation creates a house of cards that one unexpected expense can demolish. Here's the scenario that destroys thousands of investors annually. You've been diligently investing $300 monthly for 2 years, building a $7,500 portfolio. Your car dies, requiring $2,500 in repairs. You have no emergency fund, so you have 2 terrible options. Take on credit card debt at 19% interest to cover the repair, or sell investments to access cash triggering taxes and potentially realizing losses if the market is down. If you sell investments during a market downturn to cover emergencies, you're locking in losses that would have recovered given time. If you take on high-interest debt instead, you're now paying 19% interest while your investments earn 8%. The exact problem from topic 1. Either way, the lack of emergency fund has cost you more than any investment gains could offset. Financial experts universally agree that savings provide liquidity, stability, and security for short-term needs and emergencies, while investments focus on long-term wealth creation with higher risk and potential returns. The key phrase is long-term. Investments require the luxury of time to ride out volatility. Emergency funds provide that luxury by ensuring you never have to touch investments during crises. The opportunity cost argument, but I'm losing potential returns by keeping money in savings, earning 4% instead of investing at 8%, misses the point entirely. Emergency funds aren't about maximizing returns. They're about minimizing catastrophic losses. The 4% difference in returns is insurance premium protecting your investment strategy from forced liquidation at the worst possible times. Research shows that savings accounts offer low risk, with stable returns and easy accessibility, whereas investing involves higher risks, potential losses, and complexity that makes it unsuitable for short-term needs. An emergency fund serves a fundamentally different purpose than investments. It's your financial shock absorber, not your wealth-building engine. The sequence must be establish emergency fund first, then begin investing. The recommended amount is 3 to 6 months of essential expenses: rent, mortgage, utilities, food, insurance, minimum debt payments, transportation. Calculate your monthly essential expenses, multiply by 3 to 6 months, and save that amount in a high-yield savings account before investing significant sums. For someone earning $50,000 annually with $2,500 monthly essential expenses, the emergency fund target is $7,515,000. Yes, this takes time to build, perhaps 12-24 months at $500, $600 monthly savings rate. But this foundation makes everything else possible. Once established, you can invest aggressively knowing emergencies won't derail your plan. The psychological benefit is profound. Investing without an emergency fund creates constant, low-level anxiety. Every weird car noise, every household repair, every potential job instability triggers stress because you know you're one crisis away from financial disaster. With an adequate emergency fund, you invest with confidence, taking appropriate risks, knowing your foundation is secure. Some financial advisors suggest building a small emergency fund, $1,000 to $2,000, paying off debt, then completing the full emergency fund. This hybrid approach has merit. The small fund covers minor emergencies while you attack debt, then you build the full fund before investing significantly. The exact sequence matters less than the principle. Emergency funds precede serious investing. The mistake most make is treating investing and emergency funds as parallel priorities. I'll do both simultaneously. This splits resources, delays both goals, and leaves you partially protected and partially invested, which is the worst of both worlds. Sequential approach wins. Fully fund emergency reserves, then invest aggressively with complete confidence. The third and least discussed situation, where you should stop investing in markets and invest in yourself instead, is when you lack high-income skills that dramatically increase your earning potential. For most people under 35 with modest incomes, investing in skill development produces returns that dwarf stock market gains. Consider the math. You earn $40,000 annually. You invest $200 monthly, $2,400 yearly, at 8% average returns. After 10 years, you'll have approximately $36,700, a solid result. But what if instead you invested that $2,400 annually in skill development, courses, certifications, training, mentorship, that increased your income by just $10,000 annually? That's $100,000 in additional income over 10 years versus $36,700 in investment returns. The difference is staggering. Investing in yourself, your skills, knowledge, and earning capacity is the highest return investment available when you're early in your career or earning below your potential. A $3,000 coding bootcamp that lands you a $65,000 tech job from a $35,000 retail job is a 1,000% return in year one alone. A $500 certification that qualifies you for $15,000 annual raises is a 1,000% annual return forever. No stock market investment compares, yet people making $35,000 annually will invest $100 monthly in index funds while refusing to spend $500 on a professional certification or $1,000 on a skill-building course that could double their income. They've been sold the narrative that investing early is paramount, without questioning whether investing in financial markets is the right type of investment at their current stage. The concept of human capital, your ability to generate income through skills, knowledge, and capabilities, is often ignored in personal finance discussions. For young people, or those with low to moderate incomes, human capital is their largest asset by far, dwarfing any financial investments they could possibly accumulate in the short term. Optimizing this asset should be the priority. Skill investment has compounding effects similar to financial investing, but often with higher rates and no market risk. Learning sales skills might increase your income by $10,000 in year one, but also positions you for higher paying roles in future years. Developing technical skills opens career paths with 50 to 100% salary increases. Building business skills enables entrepreneurship with unlimited ashes. The counter-argument is, I can do both, invest a little and develop skills. In theory, yes. In practice, most people have limited discretionary resources. If you have $300 monthly available, putting $200 toward market investments and $100 towards skill development splits resources and likely delays meaningful progress on both. Market investing, especially in early stages with small balances, produces abstract returns that don't change your daily life for years. The delayed gratification required for market investing is easier once you've experienced the immediate gains from skill investing. This principle applies broadly: marketing skills, technical certifications, trade licenses, advanced degrees when return on investment is positive, sales training, leadership development, language skills, financial modeling, data analysis. Any skill that measurably increases your earning potential in your chosen field or opens access to higher-paying fields. The sequence for optimal wealth building: 1. Eliminate high-interest debt. 2. Build emergency fund. 3. Invest in income-generating skills to maximize earning potential. 4. Invest heavily in financial markets with your increased income. This sequence produces dramatically more wealth over 20-30 years than immediately investing modest amounts while maintaining modest income. But it requires patience and strategic thinking about which type of investing produces highest returns at each stage of your financial journey.